Hey guys, this is Simon Sage from Mobile Nations. We're at E3 2014 with Nick from Wizards of the Coast. How's it going, Nick?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good. You guys have a new Magic the Gathering game coming out on iOS and Android, right?
We do. Magic the Gathering 2015, Duels of the Planeswalkers, is out this summer on iOS tablets, Android tablets, Kindles, Xbox, Xbox One, and PC via Steam.
Oh man, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's take a look.
Let's. So one of the most requested features on Duels of the Planeswalkers for many years has been the ability to build your own custom decks from scratch. Magic is really a game about self-expression, and the primary way that people do that out in the world is by making a deck that really plays the way they want it to play. So in Duels 2015, we allow you to build your own collection and build your own decks. So we're going to demo that a little bit here. Let's see. Let's actually start one from scratch here. So the deck builder interface is going to be something that is an evolution from what we saw in Duels 2014 sealed play. And if I want to get a sense of where I should start, I can go into my filters here, and I just want to see all of my rare and mythic creatures so I can see what I might want to build around. I've only got 3, and I've got 2 of them that are green, so I'm just going to drag these guys down into the deck and get started from here. So I'll go ahead and clear the filters, just show me green cards. And let's look at some cheap creatures that I might want to add. So just creatures that are green, that are relatively inexpensive. And this is really how people go about building decks in the real world too. And I can see, alright, I've got some Spire Tracers, not a big fan. I'll grab the Timberland Guides. Definitely Advocate of the Beast, a couple of Wandering Wolves. Alright, and I'm well on my way at this point to building a custom 60-card deck. Now, if I wanted, at this point, to get a little bit of guidance, there's a couple things that I can do. I can say, all right, go ahead and suggest some cards for me. What the AI is doing is it's iterating over my entire collection and trying to find cards that work well with the cards that I've already selected. And it knows that I'm building a green deck here, and it also specifically knows that I have Advocate of the Beast. This is a card that buffs up the beast creatures in your deck. So it's not a surprise that it picked a couple of beasts from my collection that it's going to want me to add to the deck because there's some good synergies there. So I'll definitely add those guys to my deck. And I'll say, all right, suggest me a few more. Great, Hunt the Weak, great spell. Siege Worm, I only want one, but I'll grab one of those. And from there, let's say I wanted to be done. Let's say I'm kind of out of ideas. This is my favorite button in the entire game, the autocomplete button, that will basically ask the AI to finish the deck based on the cards that I've already picked. So let's autocomplete and see what the AI finishes for me. Alright, it looks like it's added black to the deck to give me a nice green-black deck. That's kind of cool. It's added cards like Spider Spawning, a great green-black card from Innistrad. That's awesome. I like that.
I'm assuming very beast-centric.
And it is as beast-centric as my collection allows. It's had to probably fill in with some cards that if I expand my collection a little bit more and find some upgrades, it would suggest those upgrades. But for now, this looks like a pretty cool green-black deck. And if I want to see the stats on it, this is also very important. It kind of analyzes what the deck is doing. This deck has a lot of individually strong cards, and it's pretty good across the board. It also shows you your mana curve. One of the hardest things to illustrate in deck building is the fact that you need some things to do early in the game, in addition to just having giant haymakers for the end game. So this helps illustrate, how expensive your deck is, and I'm very happy to see that a plurality of my cards, a lot of my cards are in that 1 to 3 mana range, so that I'm going to be able to have some good plays early in the game, and then some back-breaking big guys to finish the game off. And that is a pretty good-looking deck, so I'm going to save that out.
So how do you pick up new cards?
So you pick up new cards through play is the primary way of getting new cards. If you win matches, you are going to be able to earn more booster packs and improve your deck. It's really, in a lot of ways, getting to be a Magic RPG, where you get into this loop of play the game, win a match, get new cards, improve your deck, and go on to take on bigger challenges. So let's go to Theros here.
So were those all expansions we were looking at there?
Actually, let's go back to that for a second. So these are all the planes that take place in the main game. The story is going to have you span 5 different planes. You're going to start out on Innistrad, you're going to move on to Theros, Ravnica, Chandalar, and Zendikar. We do have an expansion planned, but we're not saying a lot about that, but that might take you somewhere else.
Sure.
So let's head to Theros. The story of the game has you in the role of a planeswalker setting out to help Garrett Wildspeaker. He has been cursed by the Chain Veil, and he's becoming a threat to other planeswalkers, as there's nowhere in the multiverse you can hide from him. And in addition to you trying to find him to help him, he's also decided to try to find you. So this is another new feature of D15, the ability to do exploration battles. These are meant to be more repeatable challenges that you can seek out to earn more cards and build up your deck. So let's see if we can fight an army of soldiers from Akros. All right. This isn't a great opening hand, but I'm going to keep it and hope it improves. Not a whole lot of early plays. You know what? I am going to mulligan this one. Probably a good choice that I did. This looks a little bit better. Really need to draw a forest, but let's keep it and see how it goes.
So for those that haven't played Magic before, can you describe the core mechanic here real quick?
Sure. The core mechanic is the object of the game is to reduce your opponent to 0 life. The primary way you do that is with creatures. Timberland Guide here is a creature with 1 power and 1 toughness, so he does 1 damage in combat, but he only takes 1 damage to kill off. And he has this ability when he comes onto the battlefield, you can pick a creature and make that +1/+1. He can make another creature bigger. He can also do this to himself and make himself a 2/2. So he can either come out as a 2/2 or be a 1/1 and help out somebody else. So the primary way you cast spells is by playing land. Death Cultist is a creature that costs 1 black mana, so I played a swamp here, and that'll allow me to play Death Cultist to get me an early creature on the board. And then that will be the end of my first turn.
It seems like the core game itself hasn't changed too much from the previous games, right?
The core game mechanics are very much the same. So anybody who's experienced with Magic is going to be able to jump right in and start playing right away. But the thing that we're able to do with Duels is evolve the card set and evolve the environment in a lot of cool ways, so that you're going to be playing with new cards against new opponents, and about half of the cards that you're going to see in Duels 2015 are new cards from Magic 2015. So it's cool that we're able to bring those current cards into Duels every year.
All right, that looks great, Nick. When's this coming out? And we got any ballpark on how much it's going to cost?
So pricing is going to be comparable to years before, and we're still firming up the release dates. The core set, Magic 2015, is going to be coming out on July 18th, and we're going to be launching right around that time, although we haven't announced any precise dates.
Cool. Well, we'll keep an eye out for it. Thanks a lot, man.
Excellent. Thank you.